Hi guys, it's Lou. I'm doing a quick what's in my bag / review / outfit of the day, whatever. I'm going to kind of throw them all in on one. Do forgive the crickiness in my throat. I think I'm coming down with something, so it's probably why I look like crap, or that's the reason I'm going to give that I look rubbish anyway. I'm trying to make sure the light's a little bit rather dark under the eyes, but can't do much about that. Okay, so I'm going to talk really quickly because I don't want to go on and then have YouTube not put it up. I'm wearing a jacket by Carlotta Barone. It's a really fantastic designer. She's a really good friend of mine. I've known her for a really long time now. I think she's incredible. You should check her out on Twitter or YouTube, Carlotta Barone. I'll pop the spelling below as well for you. She's done some live street catwalks in Paris and shows, the most incredible clothes, and I've been lucky enough to go to many of her shows and sit front row and watch the incredible design talent. And what's amazing about her as well is she genuinely is one of the sweetest people I know. She'll do anything for you. She's so sweet. Yeah, that's her. I'm wearing a ring which is amethyst, so it matches the jacket. OCD. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about a classic bag that most people know. My rule is if it's good enough for Audrey Hepburn, it's good enough for me. And this is the Louis Vuitton Damier Rabine Speedy. Audrey Hepburn had hers in monogram. I'm not sure what the size of it. I think it was 25. She might have had a couple actually because have seen her with different types, but there's quite a famous picture of her at an airport, and she has an Hermes scarf tied to a point in her hair, and she has a Speedy with her. Anyway, so I think you're all used to seeing this one because I think there are quite a lot of videos, but this is such a classic bag, and there's something about it that's everlasting, always chic. Right, so I've always kept my padlock on here, and I have taken the keys off because just in case they drop. But it gives it a little bit of personality. And the same with the end as well. I have a luggage tag with my initials on. Might help if it was the right way around, wouldn't it? The blue is sort of synonymous with me now. Everything is blue, everything. My dressing room, everything. And I just think that it just sort of gives it a little bit of personality because obviously a lot of people do have these bags in different sizes. But what's fantastic about this particular one is I think a lot of you will know, sort of quite a lot of people talk about the patina of the straps and the handles and things, whereas the stitching on this is immaculate. There's not really a lot of wear. There's not, in terms of sort of colour fade, there's very little colour fade to it. And for a long time I was using this bag practically every day. Because you can get so much in it, and it's still lightweight. And I have all sorts of bags. I have stupid amounts of bags, but this is still a favourite. And I would absolutely love to get this in the new Cobalt. I don't know if they've done that yet. I haven't seen it in the store. When I visited the new Greenwich tote, which was absolutely humongous. There is a medium one, which is probably the one I'm going to go for because the big one was too big, because I use them as a day bag, and the small one had sort of that tanny top, sort of, it's not chocolate brown and it's not the light cream, it's that kind of brown. I wasn't a fan of it, unfortunately. Anywho, moving on, just for fun, I have tied the Louis Vuitton silk scarf to the handle here. When I bought this, I was actually told it was a limited edition, and recently when I was looking on the website before I went to the store, I did spot it, so I was a little bit disappointed. So it is the one with the leopard skin. Similar to kind of when you talk about an Hermes scarf, they are exactly square, so I don't know if this is 30 by 30. Most Hermes are either 30 by 30 or 90 by 90. This is fantastic. I do love this scarf. I don't tend to use the monogram as much as I used to, for all sorts of different reasons. I just happen to prefer Damier Rabine. But what's lovely about this one is, depending on how you tie it, I've worn it in the hair, I've done all sorts of things. I've worn it as a cravat, sort of just the whole quick chuck it over French way. or I tied it to the bag, or like a swirly or twirly. It's actually a twirly. You can tie them to the handle, wrap them round, and do something with them. I probably wouldn't necessarily do this on this particular Speedy, because one, I think the handle depth is quite light, and actually, again, this hasn't got any damage at all. I have done it on a couple of my much older bags, because it just secures them, and actually I've done that with my oldest birkin, which all my birkins were my grandmother's anyway. But the oldest one I have done, I put a dark scarf around that just because of wear, tear, and it just kind of adds personality as well. But this is a lovely little scarf, and like I said, it is either exactly the same or it's very, very, very similar on the current scarf and accessory section on the Louis Vuitton website. So if you do particularly want that scarf, that's where that is. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the time so I'm not talking too long. So I'm going to quickly open her up. Obviously red lining with green. What's fantastic about this is obviously you have the pocket, and then I keep a few bits and pieces in there. So that was a safety pin. As a stylist, always have a safety pin. So I've got my receipt for that. Not very folded very well, is it? But that pocket's fantastic actually, because you can get quite a fair bit in there, but I wouldn't overdo it because you don't want the bag weight to fall in on itself. But so inside, I'm currently reading or rereading. I've read this like countless amounts of times. This is Bird of Blondes, and the reason I'm reading that is I'm actually doing a project about modern etiquette, and sort of quite witty sense of humour about fashion and things. So that's a really funny read. And I'm still on the Skinny Minis supplements. This is one of the meal times. This is in vanilla. I've really been enjoying taking these actually, and the tablets I sent as well. I have actually noticed, I haven't weighed myself intentionally, but I have noticed things being a little bit looser. Like this jacket's very, very small, and it's done up perfectly because I was a little bit frightened it wasn't going to. I was going to do, I'm going to wear it undone look, but no, it does fit, so I'm very happy about that. And they're keeping me fuller longer, and also in terms of I'm not snacking as much. My weight fluctuates like a crazy person when I'm sad, and when I'm not feeling great, I kind of shovel cakes, biscuits, all sorts of touch in as quickly as possible, and I've not been having the best time lately. That's completely another story, but these really have helped. They're really tasty. I'd really recommend those. So you can follow them on Twitter, Instagram, so it's Skinny Minis. I think Skinny Minis 1 on Twitter. I'll put the details because I don't want to get it wrong. But I think if you do look them up, you should be able to find them pretty quickly. iPad, what's that called? Shuffle, iPod, and my Azure Blue bass buds with the crystal. There we go. Moving along quickly because I'm trying to keep an eye on the time. Cafe Nero card because I can't go anywhere without my Cafe Nero card. My Chanel Chance au Fresh with the pop-up. Love that fragrance. My Colin Leslie sunglasses because there is some sun today. Again with the bamboo frame, similar to the spectacles I was wearing. An Art Deco coral. This is cream rouge for cheeks and lips. This is fab. I know it looks quite bright in there, but actually it goes on really sheer and really pretty. I really like that. That was from a gift from Art Deco at one of the bloggers' love events. Matches from the Dean Street Townhouse, random, but I was there recently, so I've got to think about collecting matches. And my little square, or it's not square, rectangle Michael Kors makeup bag with the silver hardware in a mock croc effect for my tits in there. That's a really good one because it's quite clean. So again, so you know what a normal Speedy looks like inside. In terms of wear, tear and misuse, I think she's in pretty damn good condition. She has a little bit of spotting inside, that's, you know, when your makeup bag opens, or bits and pieces, but I'm pretty good with her. I think she's pretty damn good, you know. There's your D-ring, as all Louis Vuitton bags will have. I know most people put their padlock in there, entirely down to preference, but again, like I said to you, don't always try to scarf it, so that's how I would normally carry her, with the padlocks there. Keys at the front. But that's me, that's my Louis. I'm going to pop out and go and get a coffee and read my book. So speak to you soon. Bye.